Zvisineka, Maria Zimbabwe, I know that people are tuning in now. What happens but you know, this is what we do. This is Zimnet Radio. We try to make it a family radio where people can just relax and we respect one another and also respecting our elderlies. And we've got Sekuru and Sally online with us right now, waiting for other people to join in. But anyhow, before I go any further, I would like to wish Sekuru a very happy birthday. And I would like to ask Sally to sing a happy birthday for Sekuru before we proceed here.
I'll only do it if you do it with me.
Right.
Okay. 1, 2, 3. Happy birthday
to you. Happy birthday to you.
Shiloh, sing.
Happy birthday, dear Sekuru. Happy birthday to you. How old are you now? How old are you now?
How old are you now? How old are you now?
My tabas. Sekuru, how old are you now?
2 days older than Mugabe. It's easy to calculate.
Oh, okay.
He's 58 years old, 59.
And so they know no
Right.
For he's a jolly good fellow. And so they know
All of us.
Right. Okay. Thank you so much. Sally, welcome to the show.
Thank you, DJ Sodza. Good evening. Good evening, my Sekuru. You are so young. I'm telling you, you get younger with each birthday. Good evening, Namazulu. Is that right?
Yes.
Hey, I'm doing good. And good evening, Zimbabweans. Wherever you are, I hope you're listening to us. And please join us in tonight. And help us discuss the subject we're going to discuss.
Thank you so much. Teteno Mazulu, welcome to the show.
Thank you.
Right, how is German today?
Well, not bad. It was raining the whole day. But it was not very cold.
Right.
But it was just wet.
Okay, that's fine. I can cope with wet. I can cope with being wet and warm, not freezing. Thank you so much. Sekuru, maswera seiko kwenyu?
Kuti maswerawo muzukuru nhasi kwanga kune mhepo yanga ichivhuvhuta zvokuti ndofunga kuti hey, nyika yakuda kuguma.
So how did you spend your day, your birthday day? Was it all right? Did Mbuya, make a cake for you there?
Mbuya vachaita izvozvo kuvana vangu vogozoita ichi.
Oh, okay.
Zvave nevaridzika izvo.
Saka Mbuya is relieved from those duties. Now they are left to the kids.
Zvaakutoitwa nevazukuru izvo.
Oh, right, all right. Aiwa, we thank you, Sekuru. In fact, the way you do every Thursday, you're with us here, giving us your opinion, we value it quite a lot, and we are blessed to have you, and we like you to continue doing what you do. Right. Look, I know that Sekuru and Sari might know what we are talking about, and I think Tete no Mazulu, I sent something to you earlier on. I wanted to talk about, that, but I haven't told the listeners yet. But I just want you guys to maybe just a comment on what we have been seeing. I mean, now what happened actually. Someone sent me a link to listen to, and I got to know this guy called Maxwell Chikumbutso, and I was taken away, swept away actually by the project that this brother of mine, from Kwazana there, and he left school. He didn't finish his O levels. In fact, he went up to ZJC, I think, Form 2. And that was it.
Yeah, Form 2.
Yeah, and that was it. But this project that he has come up with, it's extraordinary, isn't it?
But it's not just one project. He's done a whole lot of projects. Now, I'm going to be a real. Last week we discussed rubbish.
Yes.
That we were supposed to support. Now, here is somebody that the Zimbabweans should be supporting. Okay? I mean, this guy needs all the support and the guidance and the help that Zimbabweans can give him. Okay? I mean, he built 3 of those things that ended up powering his mother's house. Okay? I mean, come on. Every time he tries to manufacture or whatever it is, it's lack of funds, it's lack of this, it's lack of that. He needs people that really, really care and that are honest and truthful and that will help him and guide him and support him. I mean, that performance last week, this is the guy you should be supporting.
Right. This is the guy we should be talking about, and we should encourage this guy, because this guy, we don't know his political affiliation yet, but
I don't care.
It has never come to naught. This is a guy who has come from nowhere to do this project, and one friend of mine was saying that he just wished that this guy is not going to be snapped up by some Donald Trump brother in America there, and we will never see him again, and all this project will be taken over.
No, because he's resisted. And I think it was an American company offered him, I think it was 1.2 million or something to buy him out, and he refused. So he's not stupid, this dude. He knows what he wants and what he's after. Okay, it's just that he needs the support, and he needs people that are honest and caring and that will support him and help him.
Right.
That's what he needs.
That's what he needs. Right, Zimbabwe. I just thought maybe for the first half an hour or so, let's talk about this guy, because last week we were talking some issues that Vamo had come up with, like let's support our fellow Zimbabweans if they've got projects that they are doing, and we ended up talking about Wanachiangwa and what they are doing, and some people were saying that we can't support such people with such a background. But this is a guy who, his name actually, it's Sangulani Maxwell Chikumbutso. If you haven't heard about him, just Google him and see what he's doing. Apparently, he's developed an electric powered vehicle, and it can go at top speed of 90 kilometers per hour. And apparently there were some other projects that has been done before, even a helicopter, I'm told, among other gadgets that is come up with. And one wonders where this guy is going, but I was swept away actually when I read about it, and I got so much interested in it. I don't know, Sekuru, have you heard about this guy? Okay, but you didn't take much notice of it.
Ndakatora notice ndikati munhu uyu wakazvarirwa munyika isiri nakunaka chete. I really took notice. Seriously, I thought he was born in the wrong place, in the wrong country, at the wrong time, with the wrong leadership, with the wrong political environment. Because if anywhere else, this man would have been promoted and been given a lot of funding to continue producing much more than what he's producing. Because what he's doing now is using scrap matter to produce something very, very useful.
I just wonder, Sekuru, you saying that he was obviously maybe born in a wrong place. I just wonder, I don't actually agree with that sentiment, but I just wonder if he was somewhere, maybe, let me say, maybe in Birmingham there, and he proposed, he come up with this, and then the government say, right, we're gonna fund you. And when you fund that kind of a person and the business grows, you end up employing 1,000 people in Birmingham. Surely that's good for the country, isn't it?
Yeah, but then in Zimbabwe it's not happening. That is the problem. He has been born in the wrong place at the wrong time, in the wrong environment.
Political environment.
Because if he was born in any caring government environment, in any forward-looking government, not a government of gangsters and thieves, he would be given every room. You would be given a place where you would be asked whatever he wants will be supplied. And when he has come up with the technology, he would then be supported to supervise it and to make sure that it's produced commercially, and then it can be marketed elsewhere and earn the country foreign currency. And if it can create employment for the people, not talk about 2 million jobs instead of funding a person who is already doing something that works.
I mean, okay. Sekuru, those three things that he made that power his mother's house. I mean, can you imagine how important that is to Zimbabwe, to Africa, that has such a power shortage? I mean, come on.
It is a shame.
He has made his own drone. He has made a helicopter. He's made this generator. So what else do you want? You see, manufacturing itself is it starts with an innovative mind, and this is the innovative mind that Zimbabwe has got, but they are not recognizing it.
Okay, right. Sekuru, thank you so much for that. For those that are just tuning in, I thought maybe we could just talk a little bit about this guy Maxo Chikumbutso, who is doing wonders there in Zimbabwe with very little education. This is the guy who went on, and finished school at Form 2. That's ZJC, I think. Form 2. And, he's doing these projects now. Sekuru is saying that if he was born in a country where there is a proper government, this is the guy to actually pump money into. And in turn, this guy will employ a lot of people, and taxes will be paid and all that. There's a whole lot of cycle that will be good. But anyhow, have you heard about this guy? Anyhow, I don't know what you guys think out there. If you want to comment anything, or you want to add to what Sally and Sekuru have said, you can give us a ring, Kunokuma Studios, then we can discuss that. I don't know if anyone wants to say anything more there before we go ahead and discuss our topic for today, Sally.
I just want to say that this is worth this guy. From what I've read and stuff like that, okay? I mean, I don't know all the ins and outs. But, I mean, this is a guy worth looking into and worth the support of Zimbabweans, okay? This guy is worth supporting.
Right. This is the guy worth supporting. Sekuru, do you concur with Sali there that this is the guy to support?
Well, look at it this way. The prototype mesh thing, electricity multiplier, power multiplier, that is can increase power 100-fold. That is developed. See, if that thing is replicated, every village will have electricity from nothing.
Hang on, Sekuru. Mkoma Benford.
Yeah, DJ Sodza.
Yeah, we can hear some noise from where you are there. What's going on there?
Regarding this.
No, okay. Right. Okay, Sekuru, pay station.
I was saying if this unit can be used, this mesh can be used in communal lands rather than giving chiefs free electricity from Kariba, which is useful for industrial development. We can then provide the chiefs with the electricity from this mesh. And the chiefs will be quite happy to have their lights and their cooking utensils working from that simple gadget. Imagine a whole village just using this little thing. A whole village can be lit up. Instead of them burning candles, they will be now having electricity from the little thing.
Okay. Aywa, thank you so much, Sekuru. We've been joined by Mkoma Tichi and Mkoma Benford there. Can I start with you, Mkoma Benford, and welcome you to the show first and foremost?
I know, maita basa DJ Sodza.
Yes, kuri say kwa America nas.
Nasi kuri nani sereki kuri weather-wise kwakanaka sereki.
Good. I'm sure you want to join me in wishing Sekuru a happy birthday.
Yeah, Sekuru semunhu wakuswedera paretirement takuda kuwaritaisa pashow. Saka
Malaita take over mimi.
Yeah, takuda kuita kuti Lacoste ichipinda panyanga manje.
Aiwa, vari kuzvinzwa.
Lacoste ndo zvinoti zvituta zvevanhu manje.
No, happy birthday Sekuru.
Happy birthday muzukuru wanonoka ko nikiri green feed chiyacho iri kupi?
Iri munzira tiri kuorganize.
Ndatenda zvangu muzukuru kutamba zvangu newe muzukuru.
Right. Mkoma Benford, you have heard about this guy called Maxo Chikumbutso. What's your take on him? I know last week we were talking Wanachi Yangwa and all the like, but this is a guy with a real vigor, isn't it?
Yeah, Dr. Chokadi, I think ndakamboona an article about him a long time ago and I'd almost forgotten about him. But pamataura apa ndo ndatanga kugoogle ndichimboona some of the information. Now, I think he's a classic example yatinogara tichiti why education iri muZimbabwe ndichiti ni aisi right the way it's designed. This is a classic example inotaridza kuti for munhu kuti uwane ma real skills are important in life. You don't have to be bookish kana kuwana ma degree asina zvaanoreva. You find some of my engineers atiri kuproducer havakwanisi kuita basic things like kuchinja bulb simple electric bulb mumba chamu. They fail to do that. And yet you have a Form 2 dropout who is doing wonders. So I congratulate the young man for all the effort that he's doing. Probably what I would say is he needs proper guidance. Ndisingazivi kuti akaita ma inventions okuti ndiye wakatomaita here kana ari ake he needs to kuti protect right yake to those inventions. Saka I can't remember kuti muZimbabwe tine ma patents laws akadini okuti aite patent and protect zvaakadiscover izvozvo. And however pa discussion yatiri kuita so far pane zvandanzwa zvichitaurwa I would want to disagree with some of the things why this way government should come in. You need to realize that royal government, when they come in, don't get a say. Vakasvika vangobira mukomana wa technology yake vakatanga kuti tisi takupromote kuti vanhu vapromote the technology kuma rural areas and stuff like that. Zvinhu zvinofanira kuitwa nevanhu vanoziva zvavanoita so that invention yemukomana wayo unenge ari protected. Otherwise the government will come, kick him out, and in the end he won't even benefit. And it's very kind of technology that can be exported internationally. So the first thing that this guy should do is to get a very good lawyer who make sure that inventions are protected before even the government yet come in, because we're not going to kutomu technology knowing the current government that could deny. So if they are out of his project, at this stage, I'm happy for him. I wouldn't be mad with government because we're not going to mkanganisa.
Okay, so government should never, get involved with this. They should just leave this man to get on with what he's doing. But he's crashing, isn't he? Really, I mean, with the information that he's got, he should be producing more cars for people to drive in Zimbabwe. They ain't giving people jobs.
Yeah, but he can still do that without a government coming in. All he now needs is to link himself with my potential investors. Wompa mari kuti aite EOP ma agreements are right, anima shares and stuff like that, and then he can even direct those things. As manager, and my investors, not necessarily government.
Okay, all right. Thank you so much. Mukoma tiche maskwera sei?
Ndaswera hangu mukoma Sodza kuti maskwera wai.
Mapona ere nemhepo yatiri kungonzwa kunzi kuBirmingham uko sekuru wangu wakufunga kuti that's the end of the world now.
Ndatombotorwa nayo hafu ndikamba ndazomara zvangu heti ndoyazongoenda.
Okay. We are glad to have you here. Would you like to join me in wishing Sekuru many more years to come?
Mukwe guru. Toti makorokoto
kese zvemuzukuru kuchembera ndizvo isati rambi kuchembera vanoramba ndivarawaya
vase kuri kuchembera mucherechedzo wenguva yakareba uye yakanaka
kwazvo
chaizvo.
Aiwa zvinokudzwa. Right, mukoma teaching yairi pano mainzwa. I just don't want us to spend the whole couple of hours talking about this guy, but I just thought following on from what we talked about last week, this is another guy that came to naught. I don't know what you make of him.
Not much, unfortunately.
He's a nobody.
Well, one could even put him in the fraudster category.
Oh, Babangu Chirambi.
Yeah, unfortunately. I read a good read on him. He keeps coming back with the same prototypes year after year. The guy has been around since 2013. That's when he first came out.
Yeah.
With these imported kit cars. These cars, you can import kits and make them and put your name on it. It's a pity it's not the subject to discuss, and I love what Benford was saying about my engineer. My engineer nezita. They run makumbi, havana zvavanogadzira. Zvekutoti mvura yakaharare chaiyo moto njefre weeks kunotodedzwa vekunze. Even vanoenda kunohwina matenda acho vanenge vachibhesa on someone from outside anozoita basa racho. And if you look at it, hatina kana ma-consultant engineer, tatambonana mwamuka ma-consultant architect, unfortunately he died. So vanhu vedu havaprogress professionally. Once vangosecure income iri steady or business kanovapa mari, they don't go on to specialize zvinoitika kuno. Ndo zvakaita China sent out thousands and thousands of their best kids to go and study technology in Silicon Valley, and then went back and taught others. And right now no one is bigger than China on research and development besides the US and superpower Russia. So research and development, the Germany, they spend more time understanding technology to the point right now, Germany makes capital equipment. Equipment to make other things. So they make things that make things. So they spent time on research and development. This guy has never gone to formal tertiary education at all. And he just comes up and he says he's invented so many things. And he doesn't give you anything to read up on those things. It's just pictures and photo ops. And then you've got the public relations guy, Prophet Makandio. He's the front man doing the public relations. It's a bit worrying. I really wish it is the truth. Because I'll tell you the reason why I'm able to say this. I'm an irrigation systems engineer, especially concentrating on agricultural engineering. And ndinogadzira zvinhu zvakawanda for our systems, but the original ideas are already patented. All I do is to go and take those that are out of patent, where you don't need to pay royalties to remanufacture it. You are allowed to re-engineer it because patent lasts whatever it is needed to last. And then you adapt it to suit your own environment. Like we design systems which you presented for UN, for Zimbabwe or Africa, agricultural and rural sustainable development. I could go around and start claiming I've invented those things because they already carry my name, Teachmatic, which is Teach Automatic Systems. So I'm a bit skeptical about it for that reason, that he has not come up with any blueprints that he has shown anyone. He's just said, I've invented this and I'm trying to patent it and no one is agreeing with me to patent it. The first thing that you do with a patent is to register it locally. If his patent was to pass the Zimbabwe patent registration processes, which needs peer-reviewed blueprints, then he would have a problem to replicate that in America, UK, etc. Even if they're not going to manufacture, just to make sure that no one is going to do any stealing of his knowledge. So that to me leaves a lot of questions with why is that a difficult thing. For him to come to a point of manufacturing a whole car that has got this multiplicity of energy generating, he should have had blueprints, have had specs of what is what, to come up with all these gears and levers, and it doesn't seem like he's got anything of that nature. I followed this story quite a bit, hoping that at some point he will surprise us and show us things like that. That are the fundamentals of engineering. We design our systems on the basis of computer-assisted design, CAD. So you would have a simple card which you can electronically transmit anywhere on Earth for anyone to manufacture those things for you. For instance, if you wanted to get a subcontractor to manufacture it on the chip in Malaysia or in China, he could just simply send by internet the computer-assisted drawing, CAD drawing of the system. And that's it, and everyone will be able to do it. If he sent that to me, I'll be able to then say, yes, this guy has got something going. He hasn't got anything of that nature. And I haven't even heard him talk about CAD. And CAD is the creme de la creme of design. So at the end of the day, if he's not having that, what is he using? I don't know.
Yeah, musukururi right no wrong wako. What I'm saying, Dodambo teach Zataura. I totally agree with Teach. Any engineer anoda kuita patent something anofana kunge achiproducer a written document inoratidza kuti original work yake. Otherwise vanhu vangapera kubirana intellectual knowledge yavo. Now chiri papa ndechekuti uyu murume watiri kutaura haana kumbodzidza izvozvo zvamotaura zviri kuti research inoitwa sei kana kuti zvinonyorwa sei. Chake chaanogona kutora chisimbi ichi nechisimbi ichi obatanidza oita kuti chishande sezvaanoda kuti chishande. Chaari kudeka manje ifunding yokuti zvacho zvaanokwanisa kufunga kuti azviite adzidziswe kuti unozozviita zvake sei for life, which is where Teach nemamwe ma-engineers must come together and say kuhurumende munhu uyu tiri kuona kuti ane engineering acumen iri raw inoda kudi kupefectiwa. Kana ichipefectiwa toda kuti akwanise kubudisa kwaakazviwana kuti akwanise kuita izvi, akwanise kuzvinyora, so that isuwo tine njere dzokubatanidza zvinhu, tibatanidze zvinhu zvacho vanhu veZimbabwe vabetserikane. So I understand from where he is coming from. He's coming from a professional patenting procedure. But isusu hatisi kutarira izvozvo, isi kutarira from the utility aspect of what he is doing. If he can make something chinowedzera magetsi 100 times, surely that would be useful for utility. For even iye tichi wacho engineer, kuti kune shortage yemagetsi, ukoita munhu anogona kugadzira magetsi wakuti aite 100 times more. Hazvizi right here izvozvo.
Sakura, I completely agree with the moral side of it. Purely from a technical point. I wish the young man good luck. I have absolutely no qualms with somebody coming up with innovation that can be beneficial, but it has to be genuine. And at the moment, I'm only using a principle diagnostic based on the engineering fundamentals that I know. I'm not saying, it's not going to be but from my own college education and knowledge of engineering, he hasn't produced anything that I'm able to then authenticate. So I end up in it, but if I'm just going to be patriotic and just say, and then we've heard this before, when people have made so many other claims of so these kind of things, we need them to be real and genuine, not just public relations gimmicks, and then they fade into obscurity. Because what he's done is since 2013, for me, he's shown the same drone, shown the same helicopter in the same workshop, same car in the same workshop. He has not been able to register that car to even go to any motor show like in Paris or anywhere else where all innovators want to go, or even to South Africa at any motor show to go and showcase his thing, or even to trade fair in Zimbabwe and go and showcase it. To me, that's a red flag. I just
okay. Hold on a second.
There's a web page, Seth Technologies, okay, that's supposed to be his or something, and it says there that the vehicle, he didn't design the vehicle, he shipped in the shell, okay, and underwent the procedure with craftsmen of producing the framework and installing the engine. So what Titch said, he brought in a pack. He did, and it states that he did. Look, I didn't know anything about the electric car. Okay, I mean that's how much I know. The thing that caught my eye square blind was powering his mother's home. I mean that to me it means more than the stupid electric car, seriously. Because knowing how desperately the rural areas need power. So, I mean, look, the thing is, whoever decides is going to support him has to go into it with him, okay, and see whether it's worth it. But, I mean, that's about all I know. I mean, I'm not looking at it from a technical point or anything. I mean, I didn't even know about the electric car. I've just seen it now. And when Titch mentioned it. Mine is purely emotional.
Emotional. All right, Sally, thank you. Someone is writing to me here saying that, DJ, I kind of concur with what Mkoma Titch is saying. Because for me, whoever goes through people like Makandiwa is a fraud. What is all this now? Anyhow, Mukanya maskwera seko Canada.
Saka skwera zvedu zviri kufamba kuno.
Mainzwa nyaya tinayo panapa iyi. Maombera iri kuna sekuru wakwanisa makore 50 nemapfumbamwe.
Nemagorokoto.
Beni, Mukanya.
Tanzwa kuti
makwira miti here.
Aiwa, zvina ndazwa kuti mazano ari kuramba achiwedzera.
takutofamba nematatu manje alichaita 4
achaita moka topara kuti mbobika doro mani sekuru tibhuru kwatakagara pasi pemuchakata
izvo ndo kugona kutaura zvemuzukuru aunzwi
sekuru munomwa 7 days here kana kuti chikokiani
7 kwedu anonzi manginde 7 days
manginde okay mukanya nyaya
inonzi ngoto
mukanya nyaya yatinayo pano mainzwa. I just want kuti imeme mucontribute for the last time topinda muchitoro, then we want to talk something different here. Mamunzwa mukomana born in 1980, that gives him 36 37 now, and left school at form 2, and now he's saying kuti ano producer motikari yemagetsi, and anonamata kwana magaya kwana makandiwa rather. Genuine enough for you? These are the people that we should be encouraging, you think?
Yeah, but here's my proposal. Kana chizokwanisa vanokwanisa kuzomutaurira. Guy, they put together like a big proposal. Oudza vanhu vane mari kuti vatenge mashares ake. There are a lot of well-wishers out there. Kana aine vikiri mararo tsakiwa mari is not a big thing. Kana aine good project. Anongoda vanhu vanonogara pasi naye. I don't want to criticize him or whatever, but vanoda vanhu vanogara pasi naye voongorora kuti izvi zvaari kuita mwana uyu ndezvipi vanoziva magweta nemainjiniya nevamwe. Ana achizvinzwa tinogona kutsvaga vanhu vanomunyorera maproposal mari owana, or even kuorganize vanhu vane mari voinvesta. All those things are possible. Hapana kuchema kana achichema kune zvinogona kugadzirika. The question ndeyekuti ari kugadzira zvinhu zvaizvo here. Kana ari kugadzira izvozvo, money is not an issue. Anofana kungotsvaga vanhu vanomubatsira ende varipo.
All right. Okay. Thank you so much. Let me read this one. He's saying that Mukoma Sodza, once Nigeria is manufacturing cars. One hopes that this dude is not fake. What a disappointment this would be. It goes to show how desperate we need to get our politics right. Right. Okay.
Ndikuida kumusha muna July kana ari kotorosa kana naye kana achida mari tomutsvagira.
Munomutsvagira.
Manomboneta here kutsvagwa handiti zvekuiva zvokuti kana ari genuine aine something chiripo ipapapo anongotaurira vakomana vogara pasi vonyorerwa maproposal votsvagirwa mari kuti onai zviri kuitika izvo ongopromotwa. It's not a big problem if it's real. Aine zvinhu izvozvo ende aine fanike zvino zvitoti ane my understanding ane nikiri ane uyo ane nikiri icho chemagetsi icho aneri. I know there's lots of programs for my organizations akaita sana Canada who are funding projects muZimbabwe right now. Saka kungovataura kuti akomana kune munhu ari kuproducer uyu mungamutengerewo zvinhu zvake. I mean, can you buy this for this kind of maprojects ari kubhurowayo nechii. There are lots of people vari kuita maprojects non-governmental organizations right now, so that kana aine those things can be talked to. Could instead, because they want actually, I've seen a lot of my Canadian agents, they want to kutenga zvinhu zviye zvagadzirwa in those countries. They will promote them. I've seen them trying to promote as much as they can. Saka zviri farke electricity, you get lots of money if it is true.
Right. Okay. Aiwa ndatenda zvangu. pana vari kubvunza kuti hanzi munhu wamuri kutaura naye hatimuzivi zita rake anonzi Maxwell Chikumbutso. If you haven't heard about him, just put him on Google there, everything will come out. Maxwell Chikumbutso, Maxwell Chikumbutso, that's the name. But meanwhile, we are going to go on a commercial break. When we come back, we're going to discuss something different.
Join DJ Sodza and his informative team live every Thursday at 9 p.m. UK time, discussing Zimbabwean politics.
Make the whole world know about your business. Advertise with Zimnet Radio. Email marketing@zimnetradio.com. Do you want to be a DJ or presenter? Are there times when you feel like you can do it? This is your chance to be on radio. Come join us and get the best training on how to be a professional DJ. Get in touch, email us at personnel@zimnetradio.com and fulfill your passion. Zimnet Radio, the people's choice.
It is a Thursday, and you know what that means. It's a men's corner show with yours truly, DJ Sodza.
Azvine vakuru ramba varaira zvikazonzi nemufano wechidika anonzi Dr. T ndamba kuzora bhata akadzipwa nerofu. Unokuzodzipirweiko tiri pano pa Zimnet Radio tina DJ Sodza vachizora bhata tichizora tichinakirwa ko tiri machindaka tinenge tichinakirwa zvimama zviri pasaidi zakade.
Tinenge tarusana azviyandiri kwara kana ndichechemera runyararo.
Right, zvisine Zimbabwe tiri pachirongwa kati Men's Corner. It's a 11:15 hakuno ku United Kingdom. My name is DJ Sodza. Tiri kuno ku Seat of Culture UK ku Humberside. It's a warm welcome actually to the show. And but before we go to the next topic we want to talk about, let me remind you of what's happening tomorrow. Tomorrow it's a Friday, so all you got to do is to listen to Zimnet Radio. We've got Mukoma Mafaro coming up with Chirongwa Uchi Pasina Nyuchi. For some of you who haven't had a chance to listen to this guy, you have to. Tomorrow midday UK time. Mombonzwa zvinenge zviri kuitika ipapo kunenge huchi pasina nyuchi. Kune vaya vakambodya huchi panenge pasina nyuchi dhacho. How nice it is. But anyhow, after that 3 p.m. we've got Mkoma Chemist is coming back, and I'm told that he is kickstarting his show tomorrow. You remember he used to do his show on a Saturday, but he's moved to a Friday now. So Friday is absolutely super. Tomorrow I won't be going anywhere. I'll be glued to the radio. He is kicking his show off tomorrow after Mkoma Mafaro at 3 p.m. UK time. It will be interesting indeed. But anyway, right. Let's go back to Zimbabwe and talk about the coalition that people are talking about. That really the opposition parties in Zimbabwe. There is more opposition parties than the electorate. Basically, that's what other people are saying now. People are saying really for anybody to defeat ZANU-PF, people should join together, join hands together. All the opposition parties join hands together and fight one enemy. But the question I have today, should these parties be joining hands? Who is going to be the leader if they join hands? Should they join hands now? Is there a time scale for them to say, right, let's join hands now? Is this conducive? Kana kuti vanhu ngavangoende go it alone because they've got different principles. I don't know. Mugoma Teach, what's your take on it? Right. Sekuru.
Oh, Muzukuru.
Ehe, muri kuzvinzwa kaizva handisi kunzwa kuti mukoma tichi muripo here apo kana kuti maenda? Tatisi kukunzwai mama kaisa mute mic yenyu. Ndandoda kuti ndibvunze manzwa here mubvunzo wandabvunza. Yes. Would you like to answer that before I go kuna Sekuru, please?
I'm very happy to answer that. Yes, yes, but like any other negotiation, to anyone seasoned enough to have been involved in any negotiation of such a magnitude, there is always terms of references that are agreed by the negotiators and their principals before they even embark on such negotiations. Unfortunately, because people in Zimbabwe are very desperate, they are jumping to all sorts of conclusions as to who is going to lead or who doesn't want to be led by who, or who is going to this, that, and the other. These are all just a falsehood that ZANU-PF is happy to continue to put out there in the public so that people are confused. The truth of the matter is neither Mujuru, nor Trangirai, nor BT, nor Welshman, nor anybody that is anointed to lead the coalition. The simple truth of the matter is that the supporters of the relevant parties, for instance, MDC will say we've got the numbers and we've seen it all, blah, 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 blah. That's what supporters do. They're the public. You know, it's the court of public opinion. It operates like that, on pure speculation and conjecture. The real nitty-gritty of negotiating is done by real people using tried and tested modus operandi, which includes terms of reference, which needs guidelines as to what is required and what needs to be referred back to NECs of the relevant parties should there be any stumbling block in the negotiations. And it's nothing to do with predetermined outcomes of positions. It's more about the outcome of the mission, and the mission is to defeat ZANU-PF. Whatever happens thereafter is another issue. And I'm very happy to tell you that the leaders of all these opposition groups, especially for us in ZIM-PF and in MDC, are very clear and very, very vivid as to the fact that the coalition is there to defeat ZANU-PF, regardless of any minor differences we may have between ourselves. The main objective is the mission should be within the terms of reference of what the coalition is for. It's not about the long-term leadership. But when people talk, it's like, if Tsvangirai misses out on this, his last chance to lead, then he's never going to get it, so we must give him a chance because he's been there a long time. Or because Mjura has been working in that, if he knows how the security sector works, blah, blah. That's not what it's about. What it's about is to ensure we give the Zimbabwean public an opportunity to vote for people that have decided to be pragmatic in the national interest, to ensure that we design the outcome of the post-Mugabe era. So it's a predetermined outcome that has to be agreed, regardless of whoever is going to front it, regardless of whoever is going to hold what posts or president or ministers, etc. There is plenty to go around. The parties, they seem many when you look at them. But when you look at the people of ministerial quality and leadership quality, various directorships and so on and so forth, they are not even enough. You actually have the reality that says some people that are serving ZANU-PF right now will retain their position, will only have to be reorientated. There's not enough numbers out there. There is no government on earth that is replaced in its entirety, lock, stock, and barrel. There's nothing like that. What you do is remove their policymakers that make the policies that put you backward. And then you put new policymakers that then direct the civil service in the right direction. That's what happens. Tony Blair came and went, David Cameron came and went, Brown came and went, but the civil service is still the same, but it follows the policies of the new leaders.
Okay.
That's what coalition is about.
Okay.
And the leadership is very clear beyond what public conjecture and speculation is saying.
Okay. Mugoma Tishi, thank you so much for that. I just have a question to ask him. Anyhow, Mugoma Tishi, what I'm coming at is, so imimi munofunga kuti this coalition should be formed now, or we should wait until 2018?
Why would you want to wait if your objective or your mission is to be embarked on? When will you start practicing for your mission? When are you going to put your specialist in place? For instance, right now in Zimbabwe, everyone knows that the rigging of elections starts with the registration of voters. It starts with the delimitation of constituencies. All these things are coming into play. As soon as the new biometric voters roll comes out, the next thing that's going to come out is the delimitation of the constituencies, because the voters roll will determine the number of voters in the constituencies. Whether the numbers that were in the old voters roll will still be maintained, meaning that the demographics of the constituencies will be maintained, is something that needs technical expertise. And that's where we need to make sure that we are with the system as we go, and election agents that have been selected are with the system and understand how it works all the way, so that if you're going to be looking at all this, then you're going to look at this. There's issues of doing with security. Said there should be recorded CCTV that monitors the ballot boxes from voting booths to command centers to counting until the final result, so that it's electronically captured, so that everything is there. It's not very expensive to have CCTV. So that there's suggestions that there's security around the ballot that is going to have to be discussed. So you can't wait until 2013. If you're going to have a grand coalition, people can continue to be in their silos of political formations, but the framework of the grand coalition should be there, which means that all these leaders of little parties like the Mangomas, are assured of their place on the table. That's all they want. These are politicians. Some of them are career politicians. They just want to be assured of their place on the table. So assure them of their place on the table. Some of them are good players. When there's no bickering about who is the leader or undermining each other, they're real good players. Put them there, make them part of the journey, make them part of the whole system. It's about all of us at the end of the day. We are all in the dock at the moment.
Right. Okay. Thank you so much, Mkomatich. Sekuru.
Muzukuru wangu.
Seguro, if the coalition is agreed, Chimbondu Udzai, a mere novice in terms of politics, what happens on the ballot paper now? Who are people going to vote for? And then voted at that coalition. What happens?
Yeah, chokutanga is to explain what is the meaning of a coalition. Because it looks to me, with my old age and my poor understanding, that there is confusion in the Zimbabwean public what a coalition is. A coalition is not a merger of parties. No. A coalition is an understanding between existing parties which share a common objective. And that common objective is the centerpiece of the agreement or the entente. Kana wakamboerenga French history, pane imwe yainzi the dual entente the triple entente. Azvirevi kuti vanhu vakanga vajoinana vatosplit vatoputsa mapato avo vakaita bato one. Aiyo, panongoreva kuti pakaitika an understanding between those people involved. That is what to coalesce is to reach a common understanding. And the common understanding in opposition part is that ZANU-PF has failed the country. So ZANU-PF having failed the country, ZANU-PF rigs my elections to remain failing the country. So the agreement now is centered on what is supposed to be done so that the country is not prone to ZANU-PF machinations or electoral rigging. That is a pre-election coalition or understanding. The post-election coalition is in the event you could visa ZANU-PF per power. Who then is going to do what in the new government so that the country goes to where we want the country to be, and that is to give respect to the lives of the citizens
to the citizens of Zimbabwe.